Hey guys, I want to show you something before I explain anything. Okay, so let me go to my VS Code and I am actually in my Claude terminal and watch this. Okay, I'm typing this simple prompt, open this blog app in browser and visit like a real guest and navigate and create a post and come back here and respond everything. Okay, now take a look, guys. Now watch carefully what actually it is going to do. Look here. Now let me start the dev server and use Playwright to visit the app. Okay, I'm giving this permission and I will explain in just few seconds what exactly is going behind the scene. But please take a look carefully. What happens? A browser opens by itself, lands on the blog homepage. Okay, you have. Now, if you guys notice it, I didn't touch the browser. I didn't write a single line of test code. I didn't switch one tab. I didn't paste anything. I didn't click on the tab, right? Everything in a real browser, everything was done by the Claude Code with one additional capability, with one feature which is called MCP. And here is the simplest way to understand it. Okay, let me close this one. You know how your phone is having an app store, whether you are using iPhone or Android, doesn't matter, right? Thousands of apps. Each one adds a new capability to your phone. With the apps, your phone work as a camera, a navigator, a bank, a remote control, a fitness tracker, everything. MCP exactly with similar concept. Think about it that MCP is the app store for Claude. Each MCP server is like an app. It gives Claude a new capability, a new tool it can use, a new service it can connect to. Without MCP, Claude works with your local files and terminal. Okay. With MCP, Claude can control your browser. Claude can read your Gmail. Claude can connect to Playwright, which we just saw just few minutes back, right? Claude can connect to any external APIs. Claude can connect to the files. It can use the tools. Okay. So this is where the Claude goes from a brilliant coding assistant to a fully connected AI that interacts with almost everything in your workflow. And this changes how you work. Okay. Now take a look at this diagram. Okay. MCP is actually in the center. Here is MCP. Okay. And 6 things connect to it: Gmail, browser, files, tools, API, Playwright. And on the left, look here, connectors versus MCP. MCP stands for Model Context Protocol. Okay, you do not have to memorize it. Okay, just remember that MCP is a universal standard that lets Claude talk to external tools and services. Think of it like a USB port, right? You have got USB port and uh, it doesn't know in advance that what you're going to plug in: a keyboard, a mouse, a hard drive, a camera, doesn't matter, right? The USB standard means anything built on it just works when you are going to plug in it. MCP is the same idea. Any tool built to the MCP standard just works when you connect it to the cloud. One standard, plug in everything. Okay, now let's try to understand that what is the connectors versus MCP in this diagram. Okay, so two ways to extend cloud. Okay, connectors and MCP server. So they are the two ways, right? I mean, you can utilize. What are the connectors? Connectors are someone already did the work, right? It's a pre-built and ready to go. You just plug it. For example, you know, the GitHub, Slack, Notion, Linear, already built. One click and done. Those are the connectors. Now, what are the MCP server? More flexible, okay? Uses one the community already built, or you can create your own, right? Start with the connectors. They cover 90% what you need. Okay, now let's try to understand what is the difference between local versus hosted MCP. So MCP runs in two different way. Local runs on your machine, good for tools that need your local files, okay, or sensitive data that shouldn't leave your machine. Hosted MCP runs on the cloud, right? Good for external services already on the internet, for example Gmail, GitHub, Notion, right? Now let's try to do one thing. I mean, enough theory, let's try to do our first MCP live. Okay, hey guys, so let's do one thing. Let's set up our first MCP live just now. So when I started, I actually showed you that whole the Claude was actually going to browser and I did the post, right? So it was happening through the Playwright MCP, right? So now what I have done, I have uninstalled it just to make sure that you guys don't get confused, and I can show you from the step one so you can understand the entire configuration, how it works. So first thing what actually I'm going to do, I'm going to install the Playwright MCP. So let's use this command npm install, and we are going to install this globally. Okay, Playwright MCP. Okay, take a look. Okay, wait for it to finish. It should be pretty quick. Okay, and okay, so this is good. Next thing what actually we are going to do, we are going to ask Claude to configure it. Okay, so simple prompt I am asking, set up the Playwright MCP server. Okay, simple command. Okay, simple prompt. Now take a look carefully, right? So now Claude is actually going to write the configuration, and I want to show you what exactly it creates. Okay, so take a look carefully. Okay, because understanding this makes the whole thing, the less mysterious. You should be able to understand that how this MCP configuration work, right? So look at the file, right? The file which Claude is going to create just now, and it is in your project root. Okay, now look here, .mcp.json. Okay, so I'm going to save this one. Okay, and let me open this one. Okay, and take a look here. Okay, so let me break it down. Okay, so you have this JSON format, you have MCP server, Playwright, type, command, and argument, right? So it's much simpler than it looks. Okay, so MCP servers, this indicates that it is the list of all MCP servers which Claude has access to. So think of it like Claude's list of installed apps. Every server you want Claude to use lives in this list, right? So Playwright, okay? So the name we are giving this server, that is what it is, okay? So Claude is going to reference it by this name internally, okay? Now command, how Claude starts the server. So npx means that run this package, okay, and without installing it permanently. Okay, so args, right? If you see here, right, so args, without installing it permanently, the actual package being run, which it is going to use this one. Okay, so the official Playwright MCP package always pulls the latest version. Now if you want to add Gmail at the same time, now your MCP, this JSON file is going to grow. Okay, so within the MCP servers, you will have something like this, right? So you will have something like Gmail, and then you will have, like, your Gmail client ID, client secret, and then again the npx, right? So something like that. So see the pattern, right? One list, each server is one entry, right? So every MCP you will have one more entry, will go here, clean, simple, and predictable. Okay, so now let me explain one thing, right? So how you are actually going to verify the connection. So we configured this one. Take a look here carefully. To activate it, we start Claude Code. Okay, so this is what we are going to do that. So let's get out from it. Okay, and then we are going to open again, and this will already, I mean, if you take a look here in .mcp.json, if you try this, right, /mcp command, so it is going to list down all the MCP which is already configured with your system, okay, within the Claude. So right now it is showing the Playwright. Okay, now let's use this. Okay, so I'm going to use the simple thing, right? Let's do a quick sanity check. Okay, now let's do one real test. Okay, so let me clear the session, and I'm going to write open a browser and uh, navigate to blog post and tell me everything you see on the blog post page. Take a look. Okay, watch carefully. Okay, Internally, it is going to use the MCP, and we are going to do this one. Okay. And look here. Yes, and don't ask again for Playwright. Do you see here Playwright? Navigate to a URL. Okay. So it is going, so it's already using the Playwright MCP now here. Okay. And let me do this one. Let me do this one. Okay. And look here. Okay. Look carefully. Okay. Page title, blog post, visual layout, blog heading, all these things, if I'm with 3 elements, right? So now it works, right? So everything all good. Okay. So now let's push a little bit more, right? Fill in the post details and create a new post. Okay. Let's see. Now you will see that Claude is actually going to find the form, fill every field, and then it is going to submit as well. And it is going to report us if there is any problem. Okay, look here, the post was created. You just tested your entire blog post contact form in plain English. No test code written, no manual clicking, no tab switching. This is what MCP changes about testing as well as anything else. Okay, so this is just one example of MCP usage, but you can do hundreds different things. You can connect to your Zira, you can connect to the GitHub, you can review the PR, you can commit in Jira itself, right? So before you go and connecting everything, and I'm going to say it like a teammate, right? Not like a warning label. MCP reaches outside your machine, which means mistakes have real consequences, not just broken code on your laptop. Real emails sent to real people, real API calls that cost real money, right? So read only first, right? So whenever you are doing anything like that, use read only first. Okay, when you connect to any new service, start with minimum permission. Okay, also if you are sending something to the cloud, or talk to external services, make sure, right, keep an eye that what exactly it is, the sending. And if you are doing automation, right, don't start directly on the production. Browser automation on your staging site first, not on your live production site. Okay, so to summarize, right, MCP is the app store for cloud. USB port analogy, right? One standard have anything, right? What are the connectors? Pre-built plug and play. Start there, right? MCP gives more flexibility, customizable. Go here when connectors are not enough, right? You can run and configure your MCP on your local machine. Host it for external services, right? Uh, you can connect to browser with MCP, with Gmail, Playwright, APIs, right? How it works? It creates a configuration file. It is a simple JSON list of servers, right? And you can have collection of all the MCPs, right?